Israeli forces are pushing ahead with their attacks on Hamas in the city of Rafah. Israel is united in its mission, while Washington is divided over President Biden's decision to withhold key weapons from the Jewish state.
Well, today, Israel celebrates its Memorial Day with soldiers wounded in the war on Gaza speaking words of encouragement to keep fighting unto victory. Chris Mitchell brings us the story from Jerusalem.
Israel paused for 2 minutes this morning as the nation commemorated its Memorial Day. At the opening ceremony, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised to continue the Gaza operation and declared what wounded soldiers from the war have told him.
All of them without exception, even the amputees, they told me the spirit of the people lifts them up. Keep going until victory, and that's how we will do it. The spirit of the people, with God's help, will continue to lift us up in the fateful challenges that are still ahead of us and that we had in our 76 years of independence.
More than 300,000 Gazans have already fled Rafah. Some have escaped to safe zones established by the Israel Defense Forces to get them out of harm's way. Israeli forces have pushed deeper into the city, the last major stronghold of Hamas. So far, they're using targeted strikes without launching a major invasion. This may address President Biden's threat to halt American weapons shipments to Israel if it does undertake a major assault. Israel also pounded northern Gaza, where some Hamas terrorists have fled and regrouped after the IDF cleared that area months ago. At the same time, Hamas has continued to fire rockets at southern Israel, including one that struck a playground in the southern Israeli city of Beersheba. According to the Washington Post, the Biden administration offered to share intelligence about where Hamas leaders are located if Israel holds back on a major attack on Rafah. Some Israeli analysts question why the U.S. wouldn't share such vital intelligence anyway with its strongest ally in the Middle East. And Secretary of State Antony Blinken delivered some of the strongest U.S. criticism yet of Israel's conduct of the war.
Going into to Rafah, even to deal with these remaining battalions, especially in the absence of a plan for civilians, risks doing terrible harm to civilians and not solving the problem, a problem that both of us want to solve, which is making sure Hamas cannot again govern Gaza.
But Republicans and many Democrats are pushing back hard against the president's actions on withholding weapons for Israel. Representative Michael McCall from Texas said an invasion of Rafah is necessary to complete Israel's mission.
For us to step in and say, no, you can't go into Rafah and finish the job, I think it's tantamount to an arms embargo. It's also very similar for us to say in World War II, hey, like my dad's generation, you can invade all the way up to Berlin, but you can't go into Berlin to finish the job.
Despite the White House's actions, Israel is promising on the eve of its 76th Independence Day to push ahead until Hamas is finally defeated. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.